Ah, look at it. Isn't it beautiful? Our beautiful mob farm that we built last episode on our 13-year-old base. You know, guys, that's really starting to dawn on me. Oops. That's really starting to dawn on me how old this base actually is. I'm still like processing how crazy it is to find this world after so long. And I believe this is actually even older than 13 years. Like, I'm pretty sure I built this in 2011. So it's just a crazy thing to think about coming back to this so many years later and making it better. I'm super excited to finish upgrading the space and bringing it back to modern Minecraft. Anyway, welcome back to our Let's Play series here, everybody. If you haven't seen the last episodes, we're making a mob farm because our world has never really had a real mob farm, especially one that is made for newer versions of Minecraft. I had a really old one, but it was so unbelievably old. It was made before the adventure update. That's how old that world was. So we did end up finishing the bulk of it, the functionality. It does work. And today I want to finish the. Let me give you guys a look. I want to finish the rest of this, right? Our encasing we have around the mob farm to make it look nice. But there's something far more urgent we have to take care of first. I can't keep up. It's too efficient. We are developing way too much resources. It's crazy. I can't keep up. I hop on for like 10 minutes and this chest fills up, and then I have to move everything over here. We have a ton of gunpowder already. Yeah, it's this is exactly what I wanted. It's absolutely beautiful. So we need to make a storage system first. That's really urgent because I don't want a chest monster to form. But yeah, this episode we need to get a storage system set up, which I already started. I'll show you in a second. And then we'll work on finishing this. One more thing to note as well, we are actually in the latest update of Minecraft, the 1.21.6. It has the flying ghasts, the new shaders. I think those are the main things. I need to go look up what's actually in it, and we'll explore that, I think, at the very end of the episode. Next episode, I think I want to do something with the flying ghasts, but we'll look into that later. Also, when I was offline, when I wasn't recording, I had my first experience with the horse skeletons. I was really caught off guard. I've never really experienced that before in my survival Minecraft series, or any survival Minecraft series, because they're extremely rare. I was really caught off guard. I was like, what is that? And then all of a sudden lightning comes down, and yeah, that's how I got 2 skeleton horses. Pretty cool. Another thing I should show you real quick is we finally finished lighting up all the caves under there. You can see these pillars. Basically, I have it set up to where when I'm in this square, the only place mobs can spawn are in those platforms up there. Those pillars are 144 blocks away, so I just have a 144 block circle around us, so mobs can't spawn anywhere but up there. But there were so many caves down there. I had to spend hours lighting all of them up. But I'm not complaining because we really needed the resources. When I came back to this world so many years later, we were kind of dry on stuff. So our cave run here, we kind of got everything we needed, which is really nice. Like we're rolling in resources now. It was kind of cool exploring the caves. Some of those caves I explored back in like 2011, and I wasn't collecting resources, so Little Willie must have been very rich back in the day. So with that out of the way, let's get started. So you've already seen it in the background. This is the design I want to go for. I've become a very big fan of barrels. They're cheaper than chests. They look nicer than chests in my opinion in most cases, although they don't connect. So chests are still better for bulk storage. But this is kind of the design we have going here, and we're going to kind of have this go all the way around, at least half of it. Maybe we'll have even more storage on the back half, but this front half here, if we have all these filled up this way, will be enough for basically everything these mobs drop. And this is kind of the design I came up with. I like it. I think it's clean. It looks cool. It'll go good with the stone brick because I think I'm going to replace a lot of this with stone brick. But yeah, basically the idea is I can grab what I need in the barrels, and if I need to have access to the bulk storage, I can open it up. And there's hoppers back here, so they will funnel down, and there's even ones down there. So they always funnel to the barrel first, then they funnel to here, and then they'll funnel to here last. And I did originally try this with spruce to match the barrels, because I thought it was going to look a lot better, but I'm actually not a fan of using the spruce. It made it look too flush, and it lacked block variety, and I really wanted to emphasize that the barrels is like the main thing you pull out of, and then This is like secondary, and with the holes in the oak trapdoors, it clearly shows the player that there's something back there that's meant to be found. And then I put a little item frame above each one. So if we do the math, actually, I need to do the math again. 1 second. Okay, so I did the math again. One row right here, or column actually, I believe that is 150 slots. And that also includes the 15 slots found in the hoppers. There are 5 columns, so we have 750 slots total for storage for each major item. And if we take the 750 slots and times that by 64, we have 48,000 items we can store for each type. So way more than I think we'll ever need. So I'll get it together here for you and show you a little peek at it, and then I'll probably finish it up because we really need this done really badly. I can't keep up with the drops, and I do not want to chest monster the form. Guys, I just I was making a horrible mistake. Didn't even realize. My old Minecrafter brain totally forgot that you can silk touch the iron ore or not silk touch. I mine it with silk touch, save space, but you can mine it with fortune 3 to get more iron. Like, I have 6 on me right now, and if I mine this, I got 10. I got 4 from that. And I mined I was smelting it as a full ore, only getting 1 each. And I did that for like 5 stacks. And that could have been like 4 times that amount. Oh, I can't believe I did that. I made this stack of iron here so I can actually mine it all with fortune 3. This was maybe like, I don't know, what, 10 stacks or something? So times that by 3 or 4. We're going to get a lot more iron out of that. Yeah, look at that. A lot more iron. You know, I sometimes wish Mojang would make hoppers a little bit less expensive. Like maybe 3 iron instead of 5. It would be nice if they were just slightly less expensive, because when you have a big project like this, it takes a lot of hoppers. And you really have to grind to get all the iron. Either that or make an iron golem farm, which I guess that's what most people do. But for more casual players, I feel like the 5 iron requirement is a little much, and it kind of keeps people away from redstone a little more than it should. Got a ghast over there. I believe there's actually a new item. Ah, we got one trapped right here. You're screwed. Ah, sweet. So this is one of the new items. I was in the nether, by the way, because I need to get a bunch of quartz. Because we need a ton of comparators for the item sorter. So I'm partway through the build here. Working on the sorting wiring, and because I placed this up here first, I'm having to go like this to place the repeaters, and it is quite goofy, but another perk of having an elytra, I guess. Alrighty, everybody, it's been a little bit, but I think this is the moment of truth. And there goes one. Okay. There it goes. Oh, man. Hold up. Is it working? Oh, looks like it's working. Oh, this looks so cool. I've never built one of these before. These are a lot of items. It's not normally going to be running this fast because it had a huge stockpile as I was putting this together. Now it'll shoot it out anytime a mob dies and drops items. By the way, guys, so I can show you, this is what we have here as far as the storage goes. I went ahead and finished it up. I decided to put 2 right here of the single items. We get some redstone from the witches, and we also get spider eyes. We never get a lot of spider eyes, but we get some. We actually get a surprising amount of redstone from the witches, which is really nice. The end right here is more witch items. We never get a lot of any of these items, but I decided to filter them out anyway, because the last column here is going to be miscellaneous items. We get armor, so that's why I put the armor there, but we also get other stuff like some potions, chicken and feathers, because sometimes we get a chicken jockey in there. But yeah, I'm personally really happy with this. It's off to a good start. It even looks cooler than what I imagined it, which normally isn't the case. It's usually the other way around. But I'm happy with this. This looks pretty cool. It feels cozy. Quite the awesome upgrade from before. Something I'm going to do is I'm going to replace all this floor with glass. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to do the final touches. Clean everything up. Move all these items into the storage units. and then kind of give you guys a final reveal. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, so it is a bit of time later, and before I show you guys the final product, I decided let's go to the Nether and go ahead and grab one of those ghasts just to have it because we'll need it by next episode. And I wanted to break this with you guys. It's been a while since I found this much floating gravel. Let's go. I wish there was more of that. I think that's a cool little thing they have in the Nether. Oh, is that it? Looks like that's it. Oh, baby. We also got ourselves Soul Speed 3, which is something else I wanted. What do I throw out? Come on, give me the happy gas. Give me him. 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 Ah, he's so cute. No, we need more. We need more happy guests. Alrighty, boys. Another one. I got 3 now. Let's go. We will create an army. Okay, everyone, we are currently looking at a brick wall. I want to go ahead and show you this. We did a lot. I got a little carried away. I went a little overkill, did a lot of stuff. I'll show you. Oh, there's a sneak peek right there. I'm gonna reveal it right now. Bam. This is our base. It is quite the change from last time you guys seen it. Now, we actually did some building on the live stream a couple days ago. Some of this was done on a live stream, but most of it was actually done after it because I decided to go ahead and just completely go all out on this space. The first thing over here is I added soul sand, and I got myself soul speed 3. So now I can more quickly run back and forth. I found myself never going this way because it just took a while to run over there. We went ahead and got ourselves an enchanting station because this is going to be our main XP farm until we get an Enderman farm. It is currently our best one we have. The last one was that skeleton one, which was not any good at all. And I currently have the system off. I'll turn it on later. I was doing some building on the roof. I didn't want any mobs to like leak out like a creeper and blow up. But this is our enchanting station. We have all our essential blocks here for enchanting. We have anvil here. We actually have a dispenser here. So I added a lot of utility to the space. So if this anvil breaks, for example, I can simply press this button, get another one, and then bam, place it down. We have a little item frame here. I like enchanting books. I find it kind of fun. I also use it as a filler in case I try to enchant something and don't get what I want. I just throw the enchantment on the book to reset the enchantment table. If I flip this, this system right here will drop a few books. And then I can go ahead and do my enchanting in here. And this can actually be tweaked. If 3 is not enough, I can make it drop like 5 or 6 or 10. But right now 3 is good enough. Also, when this thing's running low, there's a chest up here that holds the resources for this. Once that chest is empty, this light actually turns off. So we know it needs to go get refilled. We have a trash can. So if I put something in here, it will spit it out into lava. So if I do this, there it goes. It's gone forever. Those are actually a little pricey. Maybe that wasn't the best idea. We have a grinding stone. Over here, we have an auto smelting system. So we flip this open. We have coal in here, and we can actually send it off if we want to. And it'll start filling in the coal evenly across all these. And then I can turn it off when I want to stop. And then this is for the items. I could like grab some iron, for example. Pop it in here. Send it off. And then it will start distributing the iron evenly amongst all these furnaces. So we have auto smelting system. We have our enchantment station. We have our mob farm. I decided to swap everything out with stone brick, as you can see. Another thing I did is I added a hole in the base right here. We can actually fly out now and in with our elytras. So we'll actually probably never use that door, but it's back there just in case, you know. I did go ahead and make sure all this is working properly. As I was building, we've started to develop a ton of resources. So like, yeah, all of these are full. Most of these are either on the second one, almost filled up with the second one, or on the third one. Yeah, like look at this. We'll never have to worry about these items again. We have a ton of gunpowder. It's absolutely crazy. Also, we get a surprising amount of redstone from the witches. I'm very happy about that because I use redstone quite a bit. This is our miscellaneous section. So anything that doesn't fall in these categories, just go into these chests. Over here, I have the jukebox. Oops. I have the jukebox. Oh, okay. Never mind. Here we go. I've been storing the discs. We want to start collecting these. I don't have very many of them. So we'll start collecting those. And this is the sorting system we have here. It is not automatic. It is manual, but we needed it heavily because I was starting to develop quite a big disorganized system here, starting to develop a chest, what's called a chest monster. So it's very rewarding when you finally have things organized like this. And man, it's a lot of work to keep it organized though too. So I have a little system right here I want to show you guys, by the way, as well. These are usually the blocks I have in my ender chest. But I have a space right here. I put them up now because I store everything here. But say I want to like put some valuables into my valuables shulker box and bring it with me. I can plop them in here, break it, put it in the ender chest when I get ready to leave. I could do the same thing with like, oh, I want some wood, right? So I can put some wood in here, go like that. And this is kind of like when I decide to leave and go off and do some adventuring. I can sort it the way I want. And then when I come back, I'll probably have more resources because maybe I went caving or something. I can just go ahead and plop it back and take things out and put them back into the chests. So just little systems to keep things more organized, which I think is pretty nice and useful. If you noticed, all the torches are gone. I decided to add some lamps up here for lighting, and then I put, actually, I think these are called lamps. I think these are also lamps too, or these are lanterns. So I put lanterns around in the other areas where this doesn't reach. I would have put these also in like the corners over here, but this base is actually not perfectly square. When I built this back in 2011, little Willie here didn't know what a square was, and this is actually not. This is a rectangle, so it wouldn't have looked symmetrical. So I decided not to do that. So I just used lamps where they need to be placed, and everything should be lit up enough. Mobs can't spawn on glass. So actually, I just realized, is this? Oh, we actually have a light level 7 right here. I think a mob could technically spawn on these 2 blocks. We definitely don't want a creeper spawning in here. That would be very bad. There we go. Okay, I fixed it where it's good enough. I'm not really a fan of this style anymore, but kind of all I can really do without having to place a torch down, which I like trying to build things that don't use torches. All right, I went ahead and turned this bad boy on. This is what it normally looks like when it is running. Go ahead and take these guys out. I already showed how this works, but if you didn't see in the last episode, they unalive automatically, but I can do it manually. There's usually water potions in here, and I can turn it off and use it as an XP farm. Then I can turn it back on with this flint and steel, and everything shoots down here. Oh yeah, I added this trapdoor here because when I am harvesting XP, sometimes I pick up the items by accident, so I can just throw them into the stream right here. It's a little loud, so normally what I do is I turn down the volume when I'm in the area when it's on, so it's not making me go crazy, because that clicking noise from this is quite obnoxious after so much time. It's just spitting it out constantly. But it's cool, I like it. It's very useful. We really needed it. Oh yeah, and we also have the same thing over here with the chests. I decided to put the weapons and stuff near the enchantment table. I think it made sense. I originally had it over there, then I decided to move it over here, because when I'm enchanting and stuff, I want to be right next to these. And I have the same thing up here. Weapons, tools. I go ahead and grab these when I leave the base. Now, there's a little bit of a catch here. We may have did something a little interesting. We built our base backwards. I have built the inside of the base before really doing the outside. Like, it's nice and cozy in here. It's homey. We have a cool little base. But if we go ahead and take a look on the outside, and it's just a bunch of redstone, basically. You can see all the guts of the entire build, all the different systems I added, like the automatic smelter, the redstone for the sorter. That's the automatic book crafter thing. Yeah, so we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do to make this bottom part look nice. We're going to say that, oh, why is there a creeper right there? See, this is what I mean. Somehow, occasionally a mob ends up down there. I actually went ahead and added this ring around it because occasionally they're able to climb out because of the pistons pushing them. Sometimes they hopped onto the piston when it extended and then they would jump out. So I put this circle around here, but I don't know how that happens. I don't know if they fall like on this crack right here. Maybe there's like a low chance of that happening. Then they fall and they just don't unalive. But we're going to figure that out. That's actually why I turn it off when I work up here, because I had a creeper follow me a couple times. They didn't blow up, but that's only a recipe for disaster. Only a matter of time before that happens. But anyway, we'll figure out what to do with the outside of this layer to make it look nicer. What I actually want to do first is finish building this up here. The casing around our giant Asian themed building, which we're actually going to do next episode. I was going to try to do this episode, but I spent more time on this than I thought. And another thing as well, there's a challenge with building these type of roofs. You have to get under them, which is why I have this scaffolding right here. And even with this, it's a lot of work because you're constantly having to change your levels. It's really hard, or really tedious, I should say, to make this type of stuff. And even down here, because my base is elevated in the air, if I ever want to, like, say like I had to build something right there, I have to build up from the ground and place the blocks I need. And it's very tedious. But the happy guest is going to fix that problem. It's actually going to be an extremely useful thing to have for building, other than it being extremely cute. They are going to be great for building, so I'm just going to wait till my gas grow up and we'll build this next episode. It's going to save ourselves like probably like a couple hours. It's going to be leaps and bounds easier to finish this with the happy gas. If you don't know, you can stand on the gas and build while standing on it. That's why it's going to be so useful. On that note, I'm very happy with the way this base is looking. I hope you guys are too. Feel free to give me any recommendations you want for the build. Maybe there's some other utility items you want in here. This is a shared project. You guys are allowed to chime in with ideas. I am going to need help on how we're going to make this look nice. I guess we're going to have to cover all of it. But I'm not really sure how we're going to do that yet. We're going to have to kind of sit on that for a while and figure it out in later episodes. But this is basically our first like modern base in our almost 15-year-old world. It's pretty awesome. I'm very happy. We have one more thing to do. We have the comment of the day. I'm actually going to do something a little different with these comments, and I'll go ahead and show you that right now. So we have a really old build over here that I built back in 2011 as well. This is a library I made. Those of you that are with me through the whole series know what this is. But I went ahead and built this before enchanting was a thing. So it was really just here to look cool. And that was basically it. There's some other old bases I have in this area. But because we're doing comment of the day, we can actually go ahead and use this library as storage for the books. And I think that's going to be really, really cool. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take these bookshelves, and I guess we'll start here. Okay, we'll actually start on this end and work our way around. But what we can do is store a comment of the day in each bookshelf, which is going to be so cool in my opinion. So those were the first two comments we did. This is going to be our third comment. And I think what I'll do is I'll just run these along like so, and then fill up the entire library as we make episodes, and we have more up here, and we'll just fill up the bookshelves the higher we go, and we won't run out of space for a long time because one bookshelf will hold 6, which would mean 6 episodes. This will last for many, many years if this series continues to go on. So I do have a comment for the day. I'll go ahead and read it right now. Do you think there are more forgotten builds in your world? Oh, beep GCP. So this is a question in response to me talking about some old builds I forgot about in the last video. And they're wondering if maybe there's some other forgotten builds or bases, because this world is extremely old and I built this stuff when I was really young and probably forgot a lot of things. Short answer, probably not. If anything, there might be like little holes in the walls, so to speak, like temporary bases that I've made when I was traveling. Like maybe there's like a hole in the mountain with like a bed and a chest in there, because I did do a lot of traveling back in the day. But full-on bases, I don't think so. Like I showed in previous videos, I found an old nether base that I didn't know about, and that's basically it. I don't think there's anything left significant that we have unfound. I will say there is an unfound end portal in my world. Because my world's been updated, the Eyes of Ender don't take me to the very first one that appeared in here when the end came out. But I know there's technically one near my very first starter base in like the really old terrain generation. We would have to find that manually, so to speak, because the Eye of Enders will not go to it. That could be something forgotten in the world that I didn't build, but it's something that would be cool to find nonetheless. But anyway, thank you for your comment. You will go here and be stored forever. And if you like the content, you know what to do to support it. I appreciate all the feedback and the love people have in this series. As always, if you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments below, or any questions. I'll try to answer them the best I can with the comment of the day. Until next time, bye-bye.